Hello everybody, I'm going to quickly go over the annotation for Danez Smith's Not an Elegy for Mike Brown. Now there are a couple of things that I want to talk about with this poem. First, let's start with the title. Not an Elegy for Mike Brown. Well, it is an elegy. And so as far as it not being an elegy, it's not an elegy for Mike Brown in that although this poem was written specifically it was specifically inspired by the killing of Mike Brown, who was a young black man, really a boy actually, who was killed by a white police officer named Darren Wilson. Go to the Mike Brown subfolder in the Danez Smith About the Poets folder to read more about that, or to get filled in more about that, which we should have done before getting here. But anyway, so it is an elegy for Mike Brown, but it's also an elegy for everyone else who's been killed the way Mike Brown has been killed. Unarmed, for no good reason. So the first perspective we have to look at helps us determine who the speaker is. I am sick of writing this poem, but bring the boy his new name. I is first person, obviously. Based on the bio content that we have about Smith, it's pretty fair to say that Smith is writing from their own perspective. Smith is a member of the black community, and although non-binary, they look, for intents and purposes, they look male. So they are going to be most likely treated the way that black men would be treated. So not only should they care about their community, or do they care about their community, but they have reason to worry about themselves too. I am sick of writing this poem, but bring the boy his new name, his same old body, ordinary black dead thing. Bring him, and we will mourn until we forget what we are mourning. And isn't that what being black is about? Not the joy of it, but the feeling you get when you are looking at your child. Turn your head, then poof, no more child. That feeling, that's black. So guys, one thing that we should have noticed about everything up till this first kind of double mark here that's meant to break off this portion of the poem from the rest, all of that it's rushing together. The energy is mounting. The hype is escalating. This is happening because of something called enjambment. Remember, enjambment is where one thought, it starts somewhere and it just keeps pushing on and pushing on and pushing on instead of starting and ending on the same line. And of course, if we continue looking at the same portion, we get a lot more information about our audience. The audience is other black people. We know, aside from the biographical content, we know that Smith is a member of their audience because they use the first person singular, I, and the first person plural, we. Smith is a part of that group who is experiencing this. And then Smith moves to second person, you. The feeling you get when you are looking at your child, turn your head, then poof, no more child. Obviously, it's not that no one has ever lost their child, or no one who isn't black has ever lost their child. Everyone it can experience loss. But what Smith is pointing out is that African Americans are unique in the fact that they are targeted disproportionately by the police.